Well, today's Friday. I'm just leaving the petrol pass station because our company uses petrol pass for fuel. I still haven't found where they have DEF. I was quarter tank on diesel, so I had to fill up because my I have a trailer. I don't know if you can see it in the mirror. So I feel like a real tractor trailer driver.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Country Hills Boulevard.
But
Northeast.
I'm heading like southeast part of Calgary, pretty far, and so I decided to stop and get some fuel. Oh, look at this on the left. That looks familiar. Except you see, all RGNs in Alberta, they all have ramps, which is like a waste of time. It was a waste of space for me. Because of that, the deck is very short, right? Because that affects the length of this. So this guy has a Cat 982. That's a pretty big machine. I hold these.
Head south on Freeport Landing Northeast.
And
then
he
turn
didn't.
left onto Freeport Boulevard Northeast.
He didn't tie down all, check this out, tandem Jeep, because it's a regular truck, right? They don't allow lift axles here. But yeah, actually it does need a Jeep, because I forgot the weight of this, but 982, maybe 85,000 pounds, I don't know.
Turn left onto Freeport Boulevard Northeast.
So I finally learned how to use CarPlay. I forgot my phone, my personal phone in my Jeep.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Freeport Drive Northeast.
But I have the company
You are
phone.
on the best route despite slower than usual traffic. You will arrive at 7:59 a.m.
Well, you're talking too much. We're gonna cut you off. So yeah, they did promise snow, and yesterday I was making fun of the meteorologists because yesterday it was just, I don't know, 2 millimeters of snow. But then overnight, I get up in the morning, look out the window, and my car has, I don't know, 4 inches, 3 inches of snow. So I had to use my super powerful leaf blower again, which was a lot of fun. I love that thing. My corded $125 leaf blower works like a charm. But before I did that, I did some kettlebell exercises. Felt a bit lazy today, so I just did 50-pound one-hand kettlebell jerk, then switched to another hand, and then 50-pound kettlebell snatch, just one set, and then I did dual front squat with 2 50-pound kettlebells at my, in the rack position at the shoulders. That one is a still heavy exercise, especially with 100 pounds of weight, but you go down all the way, so it's super useful. They're saying that if you can do that without weights, that directly correlates to how long you're gonna live. Like that, deep squats when your butt is almost touching your shins. Very useful. So I do that easy, and not just with my own weight, but with 2 50-pound kettlebells. I think I did 6 repetitions, just one set, Like I said, I was feeling lazy. So I delivered this scissor lift yesterday in the morning, and so we were supposed to pick it up yesterday, but we ran out of time because it was already 4:30 when I got back to the shop, and they said, yeah, let's do it tomorrow. And so I called the guy. He says, yeah, the machine is ready, they're waiting for you. It's inside Bay 1 at that Hino truck dealership. And to me that's surprising, whenever they give you the address, why they don't say that, name of the company. Because you would think that would be useful, right? You tell me Hino dealership, they have huge signs everywhere, you know, makes my life easier. And as you can see, the roads are awful. So I wanted to show you. Oh man, look at that. Wow, I'm just looking to my left at Deerfoot Trail Highway 2 southbound, and it's all red lights, which is not good because I did not clean the snow on my trailer, you know, because the trailer was sitting overnight. Yeah, and just like that, my pickup was canceled. That was my dispatch called me. He was concerned about the roads. He says, Sergei, how are the roads? I said, well, I'm just jumping on Deerfoot Trail, but I see, you know, all red lights ahead. I said, I just got fuel. I said, it'll probably take me an hour to get there because it's 29 kilometers. And he says, you know what? Come back to the shop. We're not gonna do this delivery. We can wait till afternoon because this other driver is not here, the guy who drives the pickup, the 5-ton truck. So he's gonna be here in the afternoon, so it'll be easier for him to pick it up, you know, without the trailer. So yeah, that's it. So I thought I would show you guys the roads, but you know, you see, like it would be, yeah, like I'm doing 10 kilometers an hour. All right, roger that. So coming back to the shop, so I wonder what they will make me do. But I remember in the morning when I went to check in, they said they only had pickups. They didn't have any deliveries. But I guess they'll figure something out. Oh, and I'll have a chance to grab my phone from my Jeep. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this exit and loop back to the shop and await further instructions. So I came back to the yard. Look at that guy. Just passed me like this far, maybe a foot, but seemed awfully close. Yeah, today you gotta be very careful. It's slippery. So I turned on 4-wheel drive. So I dropped the trailer. They asked me to drop the trailer, and I was just about to ask dispatch, like, what am I supposed to do? And they said, hey, here's a pickup. I said, and then I look at the address. It's Airdrie. So well, now it looks better. Highway 2 going south looks better, but they said they'd rather we don't use the trailer because, of course, with the trailer it's a bit riskier. This other driver is coming, and he can do a pickup for that scissor lift in a 5-ton flatbed truck, so it's safer. Plus, in a couple of hours it's gonna be above zero, so all this stuff should start melting. But I see it is slow on the other side, even though, oh yeah, there's some kind of the snow plows there in the distance. But going north, it should be okay. So I'm only going, actually it's not that close, 17 clicks north, 11 miles. 11 miles. I could probably turn off the 4-wheel drive now. So anyway, yeah, what I'm picking up, it's just a light load of scaffolding, like just 2 decks. I hate those. 10-foot long decks and 2 5x5 metal frames. Only 2, not 6, not 4, 2. and a couple of four casters, couple of braces, so it's a very light load. So you don't need a trailer for this, and it's much safer to just drive the truck. And so yeah, for some reason the other driver, they gave him half a day off. I'm guessing they thought because of the snowstorm we're not gonna be too busy, because the roads are pretty bad. Now this is I don't know, what is it, ton and a half, 1.5 tons or 2-ton pickup truck. So I still don't qualify for the scale, which I really enjoy, because inside myself I want to show them the finger, you know, when I'm passing, when it's open. But I remember how much stress these inspection stations can cause, you know, because these guys, if they want to, they can always find something wrong, right? Like on a semi truck, you know, especially in this kind of weather, you can have lights not working, right? You can have some wiring issues, you know, some, you know, brakes might not function if there's moisture in air lines, right? And then let's say if you have too much snow on your trailer, you can be overloaded. Like I remember that nightmare overload I did from what is it, Ohio to Alberta in winter, like 2 winters ago. My trailer, it had not just snow, but it was frozen ice, and it covered all the hoses, you know, all the lines. It was awful. So I'm pretty sure I probably had like extra 10,000-15,000 pounds, you know, of weight. But because I was going through Northern Ontario, there's not that many inspection stations over there, so it was okay. Man, these guys are, that 10-ton truck ahead of me throws so much dirt in the air. I cannot clean up my windshield like every 2 minutes, right? I will run out of the juice. Actually, I just picked up, we have a supply of windshield wash. You just have to know the place in the shop where you have your free windshield wash, of course, because this is a company truck, so I need supplies, right? Windshield is dirty again because of this guy. I see. Going north, not too bad. Going south, terrible. Tire. Now imagine working in this weather. Yeah, here's the scale, and the lights were off. All right, I better get ready because my exit is in 4.2 clicks. So wow, the scale is closed, so all the semi drivers are super happy now, and they have the speed limit of 10 kilometers an hour, you know, which is what, like 6 miles. So you have to really slow down, and it takes forever to pass the scale at 10 kilometers an hour, and they're watching you. But yeah, there's nobody home. So I'm telling you, like, I remember when I left for that big trip, Oh, a semi broke down. Yeah, when I left for that epic trip from Buffalo, New York to Montana in my Dodge Charger, after I sold the truck and trailer and made $160,000 Canadian. A couple of times, honestly, I almost went into the inspection station. You know, like the lights are flashing. I'm driving in a Dodge Charger that weighs maybe 3,000 pounds. And it's just those lights, you know, they're like hypnotic, you know. I'm like, wait, I'm in a personal vehicle. I don't need to go in. Screw these idiots. Now look at this. You see, it's slippery. So the guy flipped around and there's a car pointing this way. You see now, I'm guessing they're trying to get him out, but he's too busy texting his insurance company. All right, 2.3 clicks. But this truck is like a tank. It's heavy, which is good for this kind of weather. But when I was trying to back to a trailer, my wheels were spinning. You know, when I was hooking the trailer in the morning, hooking up. So I had to switch my this little gadget here, 4-wheel lock. Didn't help, so I had to go all the way to 4-wheel drive low, and then I was able to back to a trailer. And actually, one cool thing is, I found most of the time I'm dead on that hitch, because I watch the trailer, and it just like I make sure that I'm dead center, like, you know, the edge of the trailer shows equal distance in both mirrors, right? So which means that I'm right at the center, and I know it's the proper height because, you know, all our trucks are the same height. So when you drop it, it's just enough to get from under it, right? And so when I go back just at the end very slow. I hear a slight tick, you know, like impact. And I go out, and sure enough, the hitch is inside the ring. But this morning, I had to get out a couple of times because it was slippery, so the rear started sliding. I think it's this one. Okay, let me just turn on the sound.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 282.
Yeah, it's this one, okay. So this is Airdrie.
In 600 meters, use any lane to turn left onto Yankee Valley Boulevard.
Just a suburb of Calgary to the north. And actually here, it's a nice little town. They have lots of, you know, real estate for sale here as well. And a friend of mine, the guy from Nisku, from Edmonton, he says, maybe you should look at, you know, Airdrie. But it's like 20 kilometers outside of 201 of the ring road. You know,
use
that
any lane to turn left onto Yankee Valley Boulevard.
So chances are Calgary, you know, has more jobs than Airdrie. So, you know, back then I didn't have a job, right? Oh, look, a small dog in the driver's seat. Oh, he's not even not even wearing his seatbelt. That's a violation. How is he driving? Wow. How can he reach the gas pedal? Man, these dogs are...
Continue on Yankee Valley Boulevard for 1.5 kilometers.
These dogs are creative. That's the... Hold on, where's my lane? I don't see anything. Oh, this one. Okay, there's 2 lanes left. No, you cannot see any markings. And so yeah, I decided against buying an apartment here because it's a bit too far from Calgary, where I thought I would get a job eventually. And so you see what I did get a job, and only 10 minutes from my home. Maybe today I'll try Uber Eats again. Because usually during weather like this, people order more takeout, more deliveries. Because yeah, my next paycheck is in what, 10 days. I need to make some cash. I really don't like it, you know, when they pay you bi-weekly. It would be so nicer to be paid weekly. Because for those of us financially challenged that cannot budget their checkbooks, you know, it's useful to be paid, to be fed every week. Yeah, I made a lot of bad financial decisions in my life, but I don't regret it because bad financial decisions make life fun. So I'm gonna do a t-shirt like that, you know, because if you make all the right financial decisions, I can guarantee that your life is very, very, very boring. So I had a lot of fun. But I did make a couple of good decisions, like the truck and trailer, when I kept upgrading them, so eventually I was able to sell them for a huge profit, right? Didn't make any money when I was trucking, believe it or not, right? I mentioned this before and people would not believe me, but I don't know. Made more money on YouTube making videos about trucking, but in order to make those videos I had to be trucking. So it all played out nicely in the end. But then the apartment, I got lucky with this little investment, right? So if I sell it now, I'll pocket about 100 grand, because they asked me for a huge down payment, right? So I have a lot of capital inside that apartment, even though it's just a one bedroom. But of course nowhere near the monetary gains my former friend from Lansta has with his 2-story house
in 400 meters, turn right onto 8th Street Southwest.
In a suburb of Toronto. That's more than $1 million now, I'm pretty sure. And I believe, I remember he told me like 10-15 years ago when we worked together for what was it, McKinnon Transport. That's when
turn right onto 8th Street Southwest.
That's when he bought that house. I think the house was 450,000 Canadian.
Continue on 8th Street Southwest for 1.5 kilometers.
But that was in 2007. So 2007, that's when I bought my my first Yellow International, and I left Challenger, my first driving job, and I switched to McKinnon because they hired owner operators, right? I didn't have a trailer yet, so I just came with my truck, and that's where I met this guy. And I was really surprised, like he was able to buy a house. Like our wages were not that good, you know, but he had some money, so he was able to put down, you know, big down payment. I forgot, maybe like 100 grand he told me on this 450K house. But now he's set for life, you know, because he can always sell it. His daughter is out of college, right? So he can sell it and buy like a condo apartment like mine, and he would have probably $1 million in the bank, you know. But I would never do it, you know, like work like a slave for 20 years to pay off that house. All right, where are we turning? Somewhere here.
In 500 meters, turn left onto Bayside Boulevard.
I think it's this one. So I have my I'd like to thank, somebody mentioned that I did not even know that Cummins in a Dodge comes with exhaust brake. It's so cool. I use it all the time. The only issue is that when you turn off the engine, that feature turns off, so you have to, yeah, it's slippery. You have to activate it manually. But I do it like, yeah, even when I'm empty like this, because the truck is pretty heavy, so I always have it on, that exhaust brake, and it makes this nice little sound. So thanks for the tip, whoever made that tip in the comments. So all right, so I'm approaching my pickup location. Yeah, so 2 frames, 2 decks, couple of braces, caster wheels, no big deal. Will take me probably 10 minutes, and then we're gonna head back. I'll show you the road back. Maybe there'll be more accidents, we'll see. And it's one of those areas where people already moved in, but half of the houses are still under construction. Just I saw this lady just showed up in a nice little Acura SUV. Wow, look at this fancy house, but I don't think it's a good design with a flat roof. Maybe there's a little bit of an incline, but I read somewhere that houses with flat roof are not good for, you know, snow and rain. Well, it's not flat, but it's from the ground it looks like it's flat. All right, I picked up my stuff. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so picked up all my stuff, and they have a heater inside the garage working, and that little heater makes all the difference, you know. Wait, where am I going? Like, there's no road going straight. No, I'm not going that way. It wants me to go on the dirt road after a snowstorm. Forget it. Yeah, like that. I want to go, but it still wants me to go left here. Okay, because that's not how I came. I think I came from there. But yeah, it wants me to go this way. Then why we didn't go like this in the first place? No, wait, now it's 19 kilometers. Oh yeah, okay, because it's because of Highway 2. But it looks like we're going south, because I had to change. I really don't like this. Just hold on, let me double check something. I really don't like it when it shows, you know, always up. And I think yesterday, yeah, north up, right? No, oh, see, no, wait, I think I canceled it. Yeah, okay, so now I like this way better, because I need to know as a driver which way I'm going, south, west, east, north, you know, because this also helps to learn the geography. Because if you're using a regular GPS where it's always point up, you have no idea which way you're going, you know. So I find, for me, I know some guys don't like it, like this other driver. He was telling me, hey, you have north up, you might want to change it. I said, no, I don't want to change it. I change it from default to this, because for me this is there's more information in this, right? Like, for example, now I know I'm going south, which is actually interesting, because we going back in a slightly different way, so you guys get to see this little town of Airdrie, and it looks like it's been cleaned better than Calgary. So for some reason the snowfall was not a big surprise for Edry snowplow crews compared to the Calgary crews. Okay, you see now we're turning left or east, right? So I like that. So highly recommended. If you don't have this changed on your GPS or your phone, try it. I guarantee you'll like it, and especially in a new city. Oh, nice Mercedes. And this area is called the Bayside community. But yeah, it's funny, right? April 5th. Today is April 5th, 2024. And it looks like Christmas. I was just thinking about it. I was picking up, I had time to stop. I went through the drive-thru at the Starbucks, got some decaf Americano. That's what I drink now. Decaf, upside down Americano venti with 1 shot of hazelnut. It's like tasty, you know, nutty flavor, a bit sweet. So that's why you don't want to, because by default if you tell them you want hazelnut, they give you 5, what they say, pumps. How many pumps you want? 5? I said 5. Man, then it's not gonna be coffee anymore, it's gonna be sugary syrup. No, just 1. And they charge you 75 cents, I think, for that. For that 1 single tablespoonful of hazelnut. But you know, we live in the dream, right? Yeah, I'm gonna keep 4x4 while I'm on this road, because yeah, I see it's slippery and icy. But once I hit the Deerfoot Highway 2, I'm gonna turn it off for better fuel economy. Oh, where's my exhaust brake? There you are. Yeah, I see. So now we're going east, and then we're turning south on Deerfoot in 1.9 clicks, which is perfect. Took me a while to find this, you know, like on all my phones I have this north up, but when you switch to, when you use CarPlay, by default it's regular, like pointing up all the time. See, good thing that I was driving slow. Last thing you want to do is slide into the traffic when you cannot stop. Now the fir trees are so beautiful today with all that snow on them. And it's still -2 Celsius, so which is what, 29 F. Feels a bit chilly. So that's why, you know, I felt pretty good inside that garage with that heater going. It's like a box like this, just plugged in. And we ran these. We have these boxes. I delivered a few of them, but I never experienced the heat they generate, and turns out they're great. One box like this in a huge double car garage, and you can walk inside in a t-shirt. Nice, you know. And one trick I learned about the gloves, you know, because of course this kind of weather your gloves get wet. So what I do is I drop them on the floor on the passenger seat, and I make sure that my climate is, yeah, usually I do this when in bad weather. I do windshield and down, like heat goes to the feet. But now I don't need that, so I'm just gonna switch to feet only, and so all the heat will go towards those gloves, which is perfect. So then when I pick them up, they're warm, you know. Just a little tip: if somebody works works like me outside, you know. And sometimes I think about this job as basically my punishment. It's my, you know, punishment for letting my class 1 expire. Guilty as charged. But again, I never intended to get back to trucking, I'll be honest with you. I thought I was done after 17 years, but turns out all I wanted was just a respite. I needed a break, so I took that break. Oh, check this out. That's a brave soul on a bike, mountain bike, through the snow, and he has a hard hat, bright green hard hat. All right, I see the junction ahead. That's Highway 2, Deerfoot Trail. But we're catching the amber light. Gotta wait it out. Now, if you noticed, in Alberta, license plates are all white background and a red lettering. And the guy just passed. He had blue letters. And I know that's British Columbia. Ontario is also blue, but different shade of blue. Yeah, red, I'm not so happy about that. It seems a bit, you know, too loud, too tacky. I think blue is the best one. Or in Ontario, I think trucks, pickup trucks and semi trucks, it was black lettering on white background, which was super easy to read. But red, of course, is, you know, it's great for cops, because you can see those numbers from far away. Okay, Highway 2 south. And it's not this one. This is just some kind of a shopping center, Calgary Co-op. But it's the next turn. So let's see how the roads are going south. Four-wheel drive off, and we are off to the races. And a humongous pickup truck. Now this one, so it's full-size crew cab, right? 4 doors, and then the bed is 8 feet long. Like, parking this thing is you have to take two parking spots, you know, one after another. Gonna take it slow, you know. I don't want to end up in an accident, because there can be some slippery spots on the road. So I'm gonna keep the distance far away from the previous vehicle. How many seconds? Now we're gonna see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm 6 seconds away from that blue SUV, which should give me plenty of time to brake or stop if there's some alien spaceship lands on the roadway. You never know. You gotta be ready for all adventures. Trucks are running. See, double trailers. Speed limit here is 110 kilometers an hour, 68 miles per hour. I brought my camera with me today, but I left it in the Jeep. I thought if I see something, you know, scenic or something interesting, I could take a pic. But we've seen what? Just one accident so far, right? Where that guy flipped around. Surprisingly, you know, I'm surprised there's not more accidents. And the inspection station is still closed because I don't see any trucks there. Just some guys are parked using the parking space. There's a Peterbilt with a flatbed, Tridem trailer on the other side, hauling some super bags of moss. I did that. I loaded here once. What is it called? Ralph's? No, wait, no, not this one. I think next one. There's a business here somewhere. But I remember somewhere here I loaded, it was kind of like an auction thing, and I picked up, it was a big excavator. Back in the days when I did not live in Calgary, but I would come here quite often, you know, mostly Edmonton because that's where it's much more industrial, but occasionally Calgary. Oh, check this out. Pickup truck. Looks like it just happened. So second accident. So it is slippery, so you gotta be careful. So now we're gonna get to the yard, unload the scaffolding, turn in the paperwork to dispatch, and then see if they have anything else. But they said no trailer today, so it cannot be something big. It can be something like, you know, heaters, scaffolding, some ladders, you know, small stuff, whatever fits into an 8-foot bed. Like after scaffolding, my second item I dislike is propane tanks. You know, they're so heavy, man. Like when they're empty, they're okay. I can actually carry them. I put one hand under the bottom and I just lift them. That way it's much easier to carry them instead of rolling them, right? But when they are loaded with propane, I either drag them or I just rotate them. And that tailgate is a blessing, of course, but still. The other day I delivered a heater and 2 propane tanks. And we are back in Calgary. Welcome. Be part of the energy. That's what it says on the sign. wow, look at this. I guess they cleaned it early in the morning, but then the snow kept falling. And I think the traffic is stopped up ahead. Maybe not. Oh, that's what it is. I thought I saw brake lights. It's just this guy has four-way flashes on. Oh, he hit something because his rear wheel is like this. Yeah, he probably hit that barrier. Okay, so 3 accidents. Car, pickup truck, and this. So I came to the yard, unloaded 2 frames, 2 decks, and a couple of braces, and 4 casters, right? Because they told me there's no deliveries of scaffolding. The lady in the morning said it's all pickups. So I unloaded, go inside, and sure enough, she gives me the paperwork. I look, it says a delivery. And guess what? It's scaffolding. I said, guys, why you didn't call me or text me? Oh, sorry, we're busy. There's too many orders. Sometimes we don't have time to check back with you. So I said, okay. So I had to go back and reload 6 frames and 4 casters. So which pretty much I had before, right? But the decks were 7-footers, so I would still have had to unload those 10-footers because this customer requested 7-foot long decks and then short braces. But still it would be easy, you know. I could have kept those 2 frames and just added 4 frames, but you know, that's what happened. So my fault partially as well. Next time, I said, that's it. Next time, if I come with scaffolding to the yard, I'm not unloading unless I check in with you first, in person. You know? Because I told him, I said, it's a waste of talent. And I pointed at my chest. I said, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of talent. No, but it's basically, yeah, like if I kept part of the stuff I had, right, it would be quicker to load the rest. But you know, with these roads, you never know when there's gonna be when the highway is gonna turn into a parking lot. Oh, and by the way, so this scaffolding on the bill of lading, it just was a street name, no town name. I put in that street name and Google Maps says it's 46 clicks south. So it's not even Calgary, it's a small town south of Calgary. So I went in back to dispatch and said, guys, could you please do me a favor? Can you put a town next time? I just want to make sure I'm going to the proper place. Because, you know, it's a very long drive. I don't want to burn your fuel, you know, because there's no zip code, no postal code, just the street. So Google found it, but I want to make sure, right? So, you know, I'm a good employee. I don't want to waste their resources. And dispatcher said, okay, I'll make sure there's a town next time for you. But yeah, that's the right place. And so I'm delivering this 46 clicks south, and then I have 2 more pickups. One pickup is parts, and that place is 20 kilometers further south. So basically on the way back, I'll have to drive 65 kilometers back to our yard. So I said, guys, I'll be home for Christmas. So I hope you don't miss me. So yeah, it's gonna be a long day today. But they said they wanted to send a hotshot. They wanted to hire a hotshot driver to get these parts, but they said it's expensive, so they decided to do this. They were waiting till they have delivery in the area, and so now we have a delivery, right? So we're making money from the customer on the delivery, and then, you know, it's only 20 clicks to get to that parts place. So, and that's, you know, and I mentioned this before, so yeah, sometimes I criticize something, right? But what I like about this job is the variety. Like, believe it or not, of course you go to the same areas where they have these new communities being built, but you know, one day you're moving a bobcat or case, another day you're moving a scissor lift, then you're moving some heaters, and you're driving all over the place in a super comfortable, super powerful, you know, diesel pickup truck. So what not to like? Just a little bit of physical work, you know. When I was a trucker, there was always physical work, you know, muscling those chains, half-an-inch chains and binders around. It was physical. And then I had to climb to the top of the excavator to measure the the height. I remember you guys were making fun of me why I could not buy one of those measuring sticks, you know, with a parallel bar that car haulers use, but you know, that's too easy. That's for little girls. You know, real men, they climb on the boom and then they wait for the wind to subside, because you know, your measuring tape blows all over the place. Like, it's not windy, but as soon as you decide to climb on the top and measure the height with the measuring tape, the wind picks up like crazy and your measuring tape is all over the place. So those were the days. Or accident number 4. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it slow. Again, keep the distance between myself and the vehicle up ahead. But judging from Google Maps, the roads are pretty good. Like, I think there'll be
800 meters, keep left to continue on Alberta 2 South.
I think there'll be one slow down somewhere where it typically happens, somewhere around McKnight Boulevard, somewhere there in the middle of Calgary, but after that it should be fine.
Keep left to continue on Alberta 2 South. Continue on Alberta 2 South for 13 kilometers.
At least I want to say kudos to the company I work for. At least we have free coffee. You know, there's a fridge. You can bring your food, put in the fridge. If you're into that kind of thing, and there's always coffee. And so I use my Starbucks cup. So I got a little bit of coffee. A little bit works for me, but I cannot drink. Like, if I were to pour the entire thing with real coffee, I would be sick. But just, you know, like 1/3 is okay, keeps me awake. Oh, by the way, see, I'm gonna show you the trailer is guy pulling. That's exactly what I have. See that? So 2 axles, single tire. Except our Rams are much longer and they are beefier. They have more links, they're more heavy duty. Man, though, like I mentioned, those Rams, they're like 100 pounds each, easy.
There's a 5-minute slowdown caused by a crash in 4 kilometers. You're still on the fastest route.
Yeah, that's the slowdown I meant. Crash ahead. Okay, we're gonna see. I'm gonna see what's going on. Oh, why am I still in 4-wheel drive? Sorry about that. Forgot to turn it off. I usually turn it on once I get off the highway because the roads over there, the local roads, were slippery and icy. By the way, this huge diesel engine, just like in semi-truck, you know, the bigger the volume of the engine, the lower are the RPM. I really love this. Like this thing right now, I'm doing 94 kilometers per hour, which is 58 miles per hour, and I'm at 1200 RPM. You know, the truck just rolling. I don't feel any resistance. You know, I'm telling you, like, it's my dream now to own one of these. You know, either a Ram or a Ford 350 or Ram 3500, but maybe with instead of a full crew cab, maybe get like a extended cab, so just to make the truck a bit shorter, and then of course 6'4" bed instead of 8. Just, you know, for personal, for fun, because it's such a powerful, super duper truck. Okay, I switched on my four-way flashes so that nobody hits me in the ass. But that's the slowdown Miss Google advised of earlier. Okay, that's enough warning. The guy behind me slowed down right away as soon as he saw the flashers. So let's see the accident. How many dead bodies are scattered around the highway? Oh, I bet it's an alien spaceship collided with a semi-truck. But I may be mistaken. I'm not 100%. But that's just my prediction. And you see they use Western Star for plows. Oh, by the way, a friend of mine who runs a heavy transport operation in the States, and he had humongous Peterbilts, you know, those US style 500-inch wheelbase. No, I'm kidding, 300 or 305, but super long. So those are illegal in Canada. And so he texted me recently, and he said he's switching his fleet to Western Star. And I'm like, holy moly, Western Star, it's a Freightliner, right? It's built at the same factory as a Freightliner. The only difference is, if I'm not mistaken, Western Star has a steel cab, kind of like a Volvo. Or maybe not, maybe they used to do it, but you know, like this, it's the same truck as a Freightliner, right? Frame, engine, except the cab is different, fenders, bumper, that's it, sleeper. Just the outside of the truck, but you know, axles, tires, engine, transmission, it's a Freightliner. But turns out he's switching to Western Star trucks with shorter wheelbase because he wants to be able to go to Canada. I'm guessing he found a couple of customers that have deliveries to or from Canada. And I remember when he was talking to me a few years ago about speccing these Peterbilts, I warned him. I gave him a warning. I said, just so that we're clear, with a truck like that, you won't be able to come to Canada. Well, maybe Eastern Canada, like Quebec, is okay. They don't care if your truck is 20 meters long. But Western Canada, you know, starting with Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, especially BC, you need a short wheelbase truck. Like here, I believe they allow you to go up to like 271-inch wheelbase in Alberta, But BC, it's still the old 244 inches. Like even my truck, I still remember my wheelbase was 254. Even with that one, they did not allow me to come to BC. No, you can get a permit for what they call over length truck. 254 inches, they call it over length. But they reduce the length of your trailer. So basically, with a 254 inch truck, they did not allow me to come with a tandem Jeep and a booster, you know, like with a heavy load. You can only get like a, I don't know, 48-foot flatbed or step deck. It's just ridiculous. So, in my opinion, BC is as bad as California. I don't want to go there, especially since there's mountains on the way. Always something's happening there, accidents, you know. People get stuck on hills, they have to call tow trucks. Yeah, I don't like going there. Like, it's okay in a car. It's a lot of fun, the scenery is unbelievable, but in a semi-truck with a heavy load, no way, Jose. Alright, so where's the accident? I'm ready for the excitement. Yeah, see, it's all red. Oh, okay, it shows the accident. So after this curve, there's a little logo there, picture of a little circle with a small picture of a car. Oh wow, check this out. A truck in the front has a 3-axle trailer, but the truck itself has 3 axles in the back. I love it, you know, these tri-drive trucks. Just look at this. The guy has a 16,000 front axle, what I'm assuming. See, 3 axles, 1, 2, 3. So it's a, and he has a winch. It's a Peterbilt, what is it, 567? No. I'm not very knowledgeable about Peterbilts, but that's a massive truck. Tri-drive. Those are super useful here because you can, it's kind of like my truck, right, with the lift axle, except it's legal because you cannot use a lift axle here on the truck. But tri-drive, they allow you to be longer wheelbase. I think you still have to buy a special permit. There's like an annual permit in Alberta for a tri-drive truck. But these, you can actually buy them cheaper because nobody wants them because they're heavy. They about comparing like a regular truck with a lift axle, like mine, my former K-Whopper T880, and this one, let's say the same Kenworth but tri-drive. I know for a fact it would be about 3,000 pounds heavier. And of course your fuel economy is going to be worse because you always have 3 axles on the ground, and they're pretty strict about this. Like, if it's tri-drive, they want all 3 axles to be driven by the engine all the time. If you want to cheat, and you know, actually I know one guy who had a lift axle, and the way he had it made, you cannot tell that it's a lift axle. Like, it looks exactly, when the lift axle is down, the last 3 axles look exactly as if it's a tri-drive truck. And I knew a couple of guys like that, and they said, yep, he goes through the scale, nobody is the wiser, you know, they think it's a tri-drive. He says, yeah, it's a tri-drive truck. So the only way for them to figure it out, if they put it on the pit and they climb underneath, and then of course they will see those cylinders, or I mean airbags, right? Airbags, special airbags that lift that axle. Or if they go into the cab, if they look very carefully, they might find that switch. See, I should be in the left lane here, because all these guys, they're going to the right, which is what is that? Some kind of a trail. Yeah, Glenmore Trail. Probably that's where the yeah. Oh, and it's all blocked in there. So the right lane is blocked. Okay, that's the accident. Yeah, okay. See, we have cops, we have a safety truck, and we have a tow truck. Oh wow, the bumper lies on the ground. And that's the diesel power I'm talking about. Man, it's intoxicating. So yeah, I do have you know, nice recollections of my trucking career. I remember most loads, and I still have all the info on my MacBook. It's probably soon it'll be time to change that one. I try to sell it because it's probably now, I don't know, 5 years old, but it still works. I'm able to do updates when Apple comes out with an update. I don't have an issue. You know, usually that's when you have to sell. You know, when you know your computer is very old, if you cannot do updates, like you have something with your processor, you don't have enough memory, right? But mine works fine, touch wood, you know. And I try to sell it. People were only offering me, like, I don't know, $700, where that computer, brand new, was, it was 3,000 Canadian plus tax. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it. And what's good is that I have all my old trucking paperwork on it, you know, bills of lading. You know, ever since I was independent, became independent in 2017, I kept all the paperwork, so I can go back 2017, 2018, 2019, and let's say I'm curious, hey, what did I do in August of 2019? I can look at my bills of lading, at my invoices, and see how much money I made, what I hauled, where, you know.
In 800 meters, keep left to stay on Alberta 2 South.
Alberta 2 South. Okay, so we are, oh, we're only 20 kilometers away. Man, that's pretty good.
Keep left to stay on Alberta 2 South. Continue on Alberta 2 South for 16 kilometers.
Well, just delivered scaffolding. It's a very rich, looks like rich area south of the ring road. It's very south part, just not even
Turn
Calgary.
right onto Heritage Lake Boulevard.
And the guys are super nice. One guy's name, I could see it's a Russian name. So before, when I called him with the ETA, we talked English, you know, but I could hear the accent a bit. Yeah, so I could hear the accent a bit more pronounced than mine, so I knew that the guy is Russian. And so when he says, call me when you're here, because he was inside the house. And so I called him, I backed into a driveway and called him, and this time I spoke Russian. I said, hey, это Sergei, я здесь, я на месте, I'm on site. And he sounded a bit surprised.
Turn right onto Heritage Lake Drive, then turn left onto Pine Creek Road.
And then he says, okay, я выхожу, I'm coming out. And they opened the garage, and there were two guys. They helped me unload, so it was very fast, you know, like basically me and two guys. I love when people help, because you know these things are super heavy.
Turn left onto Pine Creek Road.
So we were done in like 5 minutes, and I have to record on my paperwork. I have to record arrival and departure time. And so I think it was like, yeah, less than 10 minutes.
300 meters, turn left onto 242 Avenue West, Dunbow Road.
So now you see again another unexpected trip, something that, and by the way, I'm recording with
Turn
my,
left onto 242 Avenue West, Dunbow Road.
I'm recording with my phone because my GoPro finally died. The battery died. Okay, which way are we going? Left. Yeah, okay. We're going east, back to Highway 2. And so yeah, this is a nice little trip. So 20 kilometers, no, 28 kilometers. So basically, what is it, like 16? It's like 25 miles. No, maybe a bit less, maybe 24.
Continue on 242 Avenue West for 800 meters.
Yeah, so now I'm going back to the highway, to the freeway, as I call it. And then we're gonna jump and we're gonna go further south. And this is some kind of a trailer factory. It's probably where our trailers, like the one I pulled this morning.
600 meters, use the right lane to take the Alberta 2 South ramp to Fort McLeod.
And so my task is to pick up some parts. I'm guessing it's parts for the trailer. So that's my next.
Use the right lane to take the Alberta 2 South ramp.
That's my next task. And after that,
continue for 800 meters.
yeah, after that, on the way back, I'm stopping by a golf course where I was about a week ago. I delivered
In 600 meters, merge onto Alberta 2 South.
I delivered a heater and 4 propane tanks. And so now the propane tanks should be empty. So they should not be too difficult to carry. And then the heater, I think there was also something else. Heater with something. And that's it. After that,
Continue on Alberta 2 South for 17 kilometers.
I'm probably gonna go, I'm gonna take my lunch because now it's already 10:45. I think, yeah, by the time I'm done, it'll be 12 o'clock.